exciting is this? Thank you all for coming out this evening. It's always exciting to get to swear in a new chief. But just the people in this room just shows the amount of respect that goes throughout this room is tremendous. But time is 6:30 p.m. The regular meeting of the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Freehold for July 15, 2024 is now called to order. Adequate notice of this meeting was provided at least 48 hours prior to commencement of this meeting pursuant to the provisions of Chapter 231 of the laws of 1975, the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice of the time, date, and location of this meeting has been provided by posting a copy on the public meeting dates on the municipal bulletin board and by sending a copy to the Asbury Park Press and the Star Ledger and by filing a copy with the municipal clerk. I'd like to ask everyone to please stand for a salute to the flag, followed by the moment of silence. I ask former Chief Bill Berlew if he would please lead us.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mayor Kane.
Here.
Councilman Benedetto.
Here.
Councilman Freeman.
Here.
Councilwoman Jordan. Here. Councilman Wright.
Here.
Councilwoman Rogers. Here. Councilwoman Shasta. Here.
Okay, before we get on with our agenda, item 4, I have to recognize some of the dignitaries in this room, and I apologize in advance if I happen to miss anybody, but we'll blame former Chief Berlew for that if I happen to miss anybody. But we have our Monmouth County Prosecutor Ray Santiago with us tonight. John McGee from the Prosecutor's Office. The First Assistant Prosecutor. Former Freehold Borough Police Chiefs Bill Berlew. Glenn Roberts. And our newest former Chief Craig Dispenza. Also have Chief George Bowman from Freehold Township PD. Chief Leonard Maltese from Manalapan. Chief Robert Burton from the Highlands, who's also president of the Monmouth County Chiefs Association. Ed Deese from Manalapan PD. Did I miss anyone? Because I want to recognize you. Okay, great. Good job, Chief. Thank you. As I mentioned, this is exciting, very, very exciting to swear in a new police chief. So for the oath of office, I'm going to ask Christopher Collier to come forward, take the oath. You can bring your family up, please.
I'm not part of the family. He wanted me to come up.
Left hand on the Bible, right hand up, please. Repeat after me. I, Christopher Collier,
I, Christopher Collier,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of
of
the United States
the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same,
and to the governments established
to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of Chief
of Chief
of the Freehold Borough Police Department
of the Freehold Borough Police Department
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my abilities,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Going to take a couple pictures. Let's see if you can just come up here and I'll take a couple pictures. All right, we just have to sign this with the clerk, and then I'm going to ask the new chief if he has a few words to say for everyone. Guess you don't have to sign.
Well, this will be a good time for me to give my speech. This awkward silence, and that is for the chief, our new sergeant, our new lieutenant. We also not only honor them, but we honor their families, because we know that the commitment to be a law enforcement officer is a family commitment. It involves parents, spouses, children, siblings, and extended family. And so to all of you, we congratulate you and thank you as well.
I have to apologize for stumbling through the oath of office. Even though I took over on July 1st as chief of the Freehold Borough Police Department, we had a rough transition, rugby accident.
Thanks.
It hit me tonight when I was walking in. Until then, seeing everybody, family, friends, just wasn't real. I stand here tonight deeply honored, humbled, proud to be the next chief of the Freehold Borough Police Department. It's not a personal milestone, but a testament to the collective dedication and support of family, friends, colleagues, prior chiefs, Chief Berlew, Chief Fireschmidt, Chief Roth, Chief Roberts, Chief Dispenza. Thank you for everything each and every one of you have done in my career. A little over 30 years ago, I interviewed with the Freehold Borough Police Department. At the same time, I was being offered jobs by 4 other police departments. When I made the decision to come to Freehold Borough, it was because it had meaning. My great-grandfather immigrated from Italy to Freehold Borough. And since then, Colliers have been a part of Freehold Borough and involved in the community and making Freehold a better place. The officers that I've worked with before in the department, past present, all played a big part in this tonight. Each and every one of you has been very instrumental in helping me with my career, in which each day I committed myself to being consistent, coming to work, and doing the job for the oath of office that I took in March of 1994. Promotion was never part of it. I never set my goal, any of my goals, to be promoted. My goal was to come to work every day and do the job that was asked of me, in which the community deserved. I want to express my gratitude to Mayor Kane and members of the council. Thank you. Business Administrator Gallo, thank you. Thank you for the selection of chief and entrusting with me this incredible responsibility that I don't take lightly. I'm committed to serving the community with the utmost integrity, transparency, and dedication. But tonight would not be possible without the support of my family. Gotta slow down here a second. Because this hasn't been just my journey. It's been a journey for my wife Lori and I. For 30 years, she's put up and made all the sacrifices and put up with all the schedule changes, hard work, long hours, which enabled me to get to this point today. And I'm truly blessed to have the support of my wife Lori, my children, Peter, Chloe, all incredible people. You all inspire me so much. My nephew Aaron, thank you. It's never the way we want to learn lessons, but you taught me more in 2 years that I've learned in 55. To my brother Mike, retired lieutenant, New Jersey State Police, thank you. You've always been someone I've looked up to. You've always been there for me. But tonight, I outrank you. To my sister Cindy and her family. My sister Lisa, my in-laws. My father-in-law, retired lieutenant, New Jersey State Police. My sister-in-law, Deborah, her husband, Rich. My cousin, Kathy. Frio Barrow native. The joy of seeing you here tonight is beyond words. Because I know that this wasn't meant to. See, my Uncle Bob would have been different. He still would have said, you cops are overpaid. To my parents, thank you. You're no longer with us. I remember Nicole sitting in my kitchen 30 years ago complaining I wasn't sure if I chose the right partner. My father was a man of few words, but he quickly responded, much I cannot repeat. But part of that was, you raised your hand, do the job. And I never looked back. 30 years later. And I will live by that. As we look ahead, I'm excited about the opportunities and challenges that await us. Together, we will strive to build upon the strong foundation laid by my predecessors, enhance community relations, and ensure the safety and well-being of everyone we serve. To the officers of the Freehold Borough Police Department, over the last 4 years, you have worked through some very trying times in our profession, which is only echoed by the extreme difficulty in today's recruitment. I just want to remind everybody, victims need a voice, and the law-abiding public deserves to have good officers serve and protect the community. We will make the changes that we need to make. But the public deserves for us to go back and do police work the way we know how to do it. In closing, I'll always be mindful of the trust placed in me. Together we will continue to make our community safer and a better place. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'd like to now ask Eddie Santana and his family to come forward and take the oath. I, Eduardo Santana,
I, Eduardo Santana,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of Lieutenant
of Lieutenant
of the Freehold Borough Police
of
Department,
the Freehold Borough Police Department,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Very good. I think there's like 20 more that want to come in and take pictures. Come on, you gotta ask Lieutenant Santana to say a few words.
First, I'd like to say thank you to the Lord Jesus Christ. Nothing could toss us back. Amen. And I'd like to thank my wife. Put up with me all, just like the chief said, all the long hours, schedule changes, and everything else that came along. My kids, thank you. My grandkids, I love you guys. You guys are the best. To my coworkers, thank you. The clergy here present, thank you guys. The governing body, you guys are awesome. Thank you. And that's it.
I, Richard McGraw,
I, Richard McGraw,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
and the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of Sergeant
of Sergeant
of the Freehold Borough Police Department,
of the Freehold Borough Police Department,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
One picture, one picture. Great, now you're 30 minutes.
Just real quick, I'll be short. Just thank you everyone for coming. Thank you friends, family, co-workers that have supported all of us in law enforcement and me personally over the years. Thank you to the Borough and Council and the administration. Thank you for all the continued support. I'm just looking forward to the next chapter. So thank you.
Chief, I'm going to bring up her pictures while everybody's here, before everybody takes off, real quick.
Get them move out of your way.
Chief McCabe? McCabe? Julia? I've only had one rule for 11 years, which is not allowed to stay next to me in the picture. That's even better.
Can you make it?
Just one quick thank you, Prosecutor Santiago, Julia Alonso, First Assistant Prosecutor, Chief McCabe, the Prosecutor's Office, our Western Monmouth law enforcement partners, Freehold Township, Marlboro, Manalapan Township, Holt's Neck, Sheriff's Department. Thank you for all the support you've always given our department, and look forward to continuing to have those strong relationships. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
traffic downtown. Anyone who's spent any amount of time there recognizes that there are tractor trailers, there are cement mixers, there are rock haulers, there's all kinds of trucks that go right through the middle of town for no apparent reason. It doesn't appear that the destination is anywhere in the borough. They just see it as a shortcut or the way that they've always gone through town. The state of New Jersey has a truck route map, and unfortunately it highlights the truck routes going right through the center of town on both 537 and Route 79. A number of years ago, the county had invested funds in developing and creating a rather attractive 4-lane road around the community that would allow you to easily bypass downtown. But for some reason, it's either not well known, or it's not well advertised, or people just don't want to go that way. And as a result, there's hardly any traffic on those roads, while we're dealing with bumper-to-bumper traffic in the middle of the day. So, working with several council members, Jeff and Mike and Annette, we put together a group that's talking about this issue. I've reached out for Senator Gopal's office, and his chief of staff, Thais, has connected me with a government affairs representative for the New Jersey Department of Transportation, and she is locating for me that particular person that we have to talk to. I understand in Phillipsburg, a community up in Warren County recently dealt with a very similar issue with trucks going through town when it wasn't necessary. I certainly understand if trucks have business in town, if they have deliveries, there can always be exceptions to that. But it's high time that we work collectively to reroute these trucks around the borough and brought back some sanity to the middle of town. It really is a shame when you're eating a nice meal outside and a diesel truck goes by and spews smoke in the air and it just ruins your appetite. Likewise, if you're listening to a concert and these huge mufflers and noise drives by, it's sometimes difficult to hear after they go by. So we are committed to working together on this issue and coming up with a solution. And we also decided that we're going to be talking about deliveries downtown and having particular times when they will be welcome, and as well as particular areas where trucks will be directed to unload as opposed to double parking or mounting the curbs or parking in people's driveways. So we're hopeful, it's ambitious, but we're hopeful to solve both of these problems going forward. I don't know if any of my colleagues on the council have any comments about this.
I certainly do. Yeah, the truck traffic, as everyone knows, I mean, for those residents that live along 537 or 79 or any of those roads, I mean, the trucks bouncing and the big loads of dumpsters and downtown, it is unbearable. And the Kozowski Eastfield bypass, presented by Ted Narazanik decades ago, was built specifically for this purpose, to reroute these large truck routes out of downtown, and it's something we definitely need to move forward.
Have we had any response from the DOT?
I do have, I had contact with the government affairs representative who was speaking to her colleagues in the department to find out who the appropriate person is. I will rattle her cage tomorrow and see if we can get that going.
And I think we talked about a couple of things. What can we do on our side?
Yeah, we have a commitment on behalf of the county that they'll work with us in anything that we want. And it will require a multi-phased approach. We're going to have to identify those streets that will no longer be permitted to have truck traffic on them. We'll have to install proper signage. We'll have to have an enforcement effort on behalf of the police, similar to what they do with bicycles. A warning blitz. We'll need large signs at particular intersections saying no trucks allowed this way. For example, on Main and Park Avenue, lots of trucks make a right off the park, and they're no longer going to be allowed to do that. So we will have a package of ordinances drafted that will direct traffic to the right places, and we'll have signage that will direct them. we use our signboards as well to get that message out. And then after a period of time, after the message has been out, if people continue to do it, then we'll have an enforcement list.
I just want to say, although I would disagree with you, it would take more than a diesel truck to kill my appetite downtown. But, today I was sitting on South Street, facing the whole records at the light, and 18-wheeler came through town and was making well, I didn't actually count the wheels, but it looked like it was one of those big, huge things. And it was making a left turn onto South Street. And all of us had to back up, trying to make it so this truck, now, you can only back up so far, within the line of traffic.
Sure.
And I was sitting there thinking, if we can't back up far enough, what happens? He's stuck, we're stuck.
Yep.
What do we do? So it's absolutely.
Sure.
I've seen massive, they try to bring these massive wide loads, I've seen excavators, the size, literally, the edges of the wheels are hanging off, these things are taking up 2 lanes.
Yeah.
It just is, and it destroys, it just damages our roads. Some of these intersections, the reason why they are so beat up is because they get this constant truck traffic. That
Yep.
intersection at Dockmore, one of the reasons why it is so bad is because it's got those tonnage constantly.
Exactly.
So
So,
good we're working.
yeah,
One of the other things we touched on is the hours of which the vendors go to the merchants and the worker. Try to do it on off-peak hours. We're gonna softly talk to them, the merchants, and see if they can do it on off hours so they don't clog up the market yard. They don't ride on our sidewalks, which we put a lot of money into recently.
Sure.
Little things like that. I know personally on South Street, the trucks creep their way to that red light, and they drop their tailgate and start delivering, and it backs the traffic right up there. So little things like that, we're gonna try. If we can, just have conversations.
exactly. As we all know too, it's a walking school district, and this is a good segue into the fact that we recently received notice that we were getting a grant for over $900,000 for safe routes to schools. We're going to be improving a bunch of crosswalks around town, installing lighting and such, so that's an exciting project and an opportunity to get some improvements done using grant funds. The next subject that we talked about was the possibility of a landlord responsibility ordinance. This basically stems from a number of things that are occurring. I sent an email out this morning, I don't know if any of you had a chance to look at it. It was about what's going on in the housing market. And apparently, hedge funds and large corporations have started buying up single-family homes. And what they're doing is they're taking a home that might have had 3 bedrooms and converting it to a home with 7 bedrooms. And they're filling the house. And it's difficult to determine who's related to whom. It's difficult to determine whether or not it's an illegal boarding house. There are telltale signs that our code people look for. But the biggest problem is the impact that these properties are having on our infrastructure and on their neighbors. In particular, there's a home on Broad Street that recently was converted. The neighbor next door has expressed concerns about parties at night, loud music all weekend long, bottles breaking in the street, bottles breaking on their property, people coming and going at all hours. And a number of years ago, the state passed a law that was initially written to assist shore communities in dealing with the party houses, the houses that had, a huge crowd of kids and up all night with the music and everything, and the neighbors couldn't get any rest or anything. And they allowed municipalities to adopt what is known colloquially as animal house ordinances. And basically, those ordinances would regulate the number of times you get the police show up for a complaint. And if it exceeds whatever number is set, then the landlord gets one more chance, and if they violate another violation, then they have to post a bond. And then that bond is used on the weekends or when they're susceptible to noise, to hire a police officer or a sheriff's officer to sit in front of the property and make sure that there are no violations at the expense of the landlord. It's important for us to send the word out that we're going to be holding these landlords responsible for what goes on in their properties. It's not the tenants, although sometimes they get unruly, it's the landlords who ultimately oversee this activity, and they allow it to happen, so they need to have their hand slapped if it's gonna go on for, too many times. So, we're gonna be talking in the future about the possible adoption of a landlord responsibility ordinance. We have a meeting that's coming up with one of the agents for a corporation that has purchased 23 homes in the borough and has converted them to these types of houses. So their agent is coming in to talk to us, and we're gonna tell them what our concerns are and see what the outcome is, see what his attitude is like. And if necessary, we will use all the tools that the state gives us. As the mayor's aware, this is enacted in Belmar, and it seems to be pretty effective.
Very successful.
Yeah. So that's how we learn from our neighboring communities. We steal ideas, and the mayor and I have talked about this. It's an opportunity for us to get these things under control and let the word go forth that we're not going to tolerate this kind of activity in our neighborhoods. And if it happens, there's going to be consequences. So that should be developing in the upcoming future. And then finally, and briefly, I wanted to give a real quick update with regard to lead service line replacement. As the council is aware, we're mandated by the Federal Environmental Protection Agency to replace all lead service lines in a community that deliver potable water to individual homes. That includes galvanized lines as well. We have spent some time identifying which homes have these lead service lines. We've made inquiry and filed a preliminary application with the what's known as the IBank, or the New Jersey Environmental Infrastructure Trust, which is a financing vehicle that we can use to pay for this project that will replace these lead service lines. Fortunately, our estimate generally is in the 300 range that we have to replace. So once the financing is approved, we'll go out to bid. We'll get a contractor who will be doing these replacements at our expense. And the financing source that we're exploring has, because of the nature of the community, has a 50% loan forgiveness component to it. So half of the money we borrow, we won't have to pay back. That's always a good thing to do. And we're glad that we qualified for that. They rank projects in the state list, and the ones that are get a low number get funded. The ones that have a high number have to wait. They get thousands of applications. I think the highest number is over 3,000. Our project ranked at number 34. So we're in good shape on that. We'll be able to get the financing in place. It's a low cost blended rate of 0% for the federal portion, and the state's borrowing rate for the other half, and then half of it's going to be forgiven. So that's something that we're going to be moving forward in the new year. We're going to be putting the financing together for the rest of this year, and we'll be out to bid on this over the holidays, and we will get the lead service lines replaced. Yes, sir.
Have the residents that have these lead lines, have they, or will they be notified?
They will be notified, yes, everybody who has them. Someone had the foresight a number of years ago when they were replacing the water meters to require that the vendor that did that take a photograph of the service line coming into the building. We have pictures of everybody's service line, and you can tell from the photograph what's there and what's not. So that was very helpful. So it was saved us a lot of time investigating this. So those are the things that we're workshopping.
Might as well continue to item 6.
Sure. I'll be brief here. There's obviously a whole lot going on. The most important, obviously, is our hometown redevelopment project. The developer that we designated, Capitoglia Meridia, came in with a draft of their proposed site plan, including elevations I've had an opportunity to go over it with each of the council members, as well as the mayor's redevelopment committee and several members of historic preservation and this town historian. And generally, everyone has had a favorable reaction. The elevations are quite nice. They were asked to preserve as much as possible the two historic properties that are included in the area, the Perrine House and the Rue House, and they are repurposing those buildings, and they will be integrated into the final plan. So you'll see them restored from what they are now. Right now they're a little shop worn, but they will be restored to their former glory, and most likely one will be used as a restaurant and another will be used as retail space, but they'll be integrated. So our next step, we promised the community that we would talk to them about this redevelopment before it moved forward. So we're in the planning stages for a community meeting, most likely held in a public venue like the firehouse or maybe at the hotel, where we will have the better part of the day where people can come at their convenience to come and ask the professionals questions about the project. There'll be various stations where they can talk about traffic, they can talk about aesthetics and the design, they can talk about the size of the project, and they'll be able to walk through at any time during the hours that will be open. And then following that, the project would then enter the land use process. They would file an application with the planning board, and it's a site plan, so it would be reviewed and then voted on or not voted on in favor of. And then it would return here, and the governing body has the ultimate say. Once those pieces are done, then they're off to the races, and they can start construction and get the project actually constructed. We have another development at 200 Park Avenue that ran into a little snag with a drainage swale that the county owns on the shoulder of the road. And they're in the process of discussing it with the county and with Ron Cacciaro about what their next step should be. The Starbucks looks great from the outside. They have to do the fitting on the inside, and that should be ready to open hopefully soon. They have done a nice job with an adaptive reuse of a former bank, and there's a lot of space underneath where you can have a cup of coffee and stay out of the elements. We are in discussions with Nestle about arranging for a site visit of their facilities so that we can get a redevelopment plan written. They are pretty much winding down all of their operations. So one big thing that they have to do is that apparently there's a lagoon on the property that they have to drain. So we're working with them to drain that and send it to the Manasquan River Sewage Authority, and they're willing to accept it. And once that's drained, then all of their utility needs will be done. Disability Allies, their attorney has told us that the project is slowed down for now. Borough construction projects, the Safe Routes to Transit and downtown pedestrian safety job, we're at about half-time. The work in the shopping district has mostly been complete with the resetting of the bricks and fixing the curbs and different improvements in various areas. And the next section of the project involves a reconfiguration of the intersection of Throckmorton and Main Street. I've asked our engineers at Abington to assist us in setting up a meeting with the business owners so that they can be aware of what the impacts to traffic are going to be when that project gets underway, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. We awarded a contract to Abington for Lloyd Street paving. We have a grant for that, so that project will enter design and hopefully be out to bid, and hopefully we can sneak it in and get the paving done this year. If not, it'll be the first one in the spring. Throckmorton Street is currently out to bid. We're expecting bids on the 30th of this month, and a contract will be awarded at our August meeting, and they will get that done this year. That includes one-way Throck too, so which is sorely in need of it. Bond Street and Liberty Street, we have applied for additional funding through the Community Development Block Grant Program. That program, this is an eligible area for that. There's no reason why we shouldn't receive additional funding. The entire job is over $1 million. We have a believe $410,000 from DOT local aid. We'll get another 225 hopefully at CDBG, and then next year we'll finance the balance and get those 2 streets done as we promised. We'll deliver on that promise. Liberty Street Park Phase 1, if you've driven by, you've seen the new basketball courts, the services in. They've begun work on rehabilitating the trail and also putting the footings in for the exercise stations. So they're making progress, although not as fast as we would like. They are shortly going to be at the project deadline, and our attorney will be sending them a letter telling them to pick up the pace of that. We also have a major effort underway to do rehabilitation work at all of our parks. We have plans for Liberty Street Park, the playground side, including new playground structure, pickleball court, a water feature where people can cool off on days like today, and we're also putting in new benches and tables and that sort of stuff. We're working at Musgrave Park for a new play structure and chess tables and some landscaping improvements. And for that project, we have $125,000 from DEP under the Green Acres program. We filed for county open space funds to serve as the match so that the improvements that we do don't cost us any direct taxpayer funds, but rather the entire project there will be done using grant funds, which is a tool that we like to do. Lenore Park, for example, we applied for funding under Jake's Law. They will pay for 75% of the improvement, and we applied to county open space for the other 25%, so that we have the park improved at no cost to us locally. We're talking about the public safety facility. We're waiting for the appraisal to come in so that we know what the cost of the property is. The library renovations are in their final stages, and hopefully we can put that behind us. We're very interested in constructing soccer facilities. We're working closely with Chris Naspo and his people, Ray Rea, to come up with a project that would allow us to build 2 soccer mini pitches, which are basically fully enclosed soccer facilities to teach kids skills and drills, and they would be lighted, they would be available at any time, and the price is pretty reasonable. We've gotten a $20,000 grant from the U.S. Soccer Foundation. We're applying for the balance of the funding for this project from County Open Space, and this is going to happen. We're going to have soccer facilities in town. I know some of you participated with Chris's soccer night the other day, and I'm told it's a wonderful program, and that's the kind of thing we like to support. And then finally, issues have come back at Lawrence and Enright in the water system. We had done a number of things to the system in the hopes that the issue would have gone away. We've talked to a few residents over the past couple of months, and it seemed as if things were getting better, and now for some reason it's come back with a vengeance. We do have some citizens who have called up and expressed their concern. I have a meeting tomorrow morning on this with our engineer, as well as Tim Kuhn, who is the licensed operator for the township, is coming over to meet with us as well to lend his expertise. I had an opportunity to talk to my counterpart in the township, Pete Valesi, who's an engineer by trade, and I said I need to get the best water people in the state. So he's helping us track them down. It's a perplexing problem. I like this kind of work because it's fun to try and figure this stuff out. But this one has eluded us. It's, whenever you look at something like this, well, what changed? Okay. Well, we put a new water treatment plant online, but that's over here, and Enright's over here, and the problem's over here, and it's not anywhere in between. So it can't be coming from the water plant. Otherwise, it would be all over town. We have commissioned an inspection and a cleaning of the water towers, both of the water towers, so those will be completely cleaned out, just in case there's any residuals in them. I am also happy to report that Andy Kim had put us in for funding to rehabilitate the water towers, meaning drain them, scrape them, repaint them, while in the House, which is under Republican control, they slashed the amount of funding we asked for. It looks like we're probably going to get about $1 million towards that effort. So that's a project that's overdue, and we're going to repaint them. We're going to figure out what you want to paint on the side of them there. That project hopefully can get done next year. But we are perplexed and still pursuing what's going on over on Enright. And one of the things we're looking at is a food grade product that is added to our water supply. It's called orthophosphate, and it forms a biofilm on the inside of water mains that stops the material from leaching into the water. And it's called a corrosion control, corrosion inhibitor, and it's designed to stop lead from leaching into the pipe and being consumed. Well, it works pretty effectively, but apparently we changed providers. We used to get it from Shannon Chemical, now we're getting it from George Coyne. And there may be a different formula. So our engineers are looking at going back to the one where we had no problems. So we're going to be trying that as well. So I'll keep you updated on that, but it's a concern. And we did excavate the pipe, we dug down to it, we cut a section out thinking we're going to find the inside of this pipe is all corroded. It's not. We were like, there's nothing here. There's no corrosion on the inside of the pipe. It looked like a normal pipe. So another thing that we're looking at is something called electrolysis, which is when you have disparate metals, they sometimes create a battery or an electrical current that causes an increase in corrosion. Apparently there's a gas main that's pretty close to the water main at Enright, so we're going to be looking at whether or not that main is causing electrolysis in our main. Although I'm told that the gas mains are all plastic these days, so something we got to look at. Other than that, we've been okay.
Thanks. Any questions?
I just really want to make a comment. The work that Steve, the administration, and others, the redevelopment committee and everyone, and the developer putting together this plan and actually putting forth a plan that saves the two historic buildings that this community really wanted to be maintained and integrated into the project, I think really is demonstrative of the commitment that the mayor, Steve, and all of council and everyone really has towards preserving the historic character of this community while we move forward with the redevelopment that will help fund our future. So I want to thank Steve for staying on top of the developers and everyone's hard work in this project.
And that paid off, because at the meeting the other night, the entire committee, which is residents, it's historic, it's everybody, were delighted with the plan. We were around the table, everybody gave their input, and there was no negativity whatsoever. Everyone was delighted with the plan, so.
It's not perfect, but I mean, it's 90, I mean, it really does demonstrate that this developer has gone the extra steps. They hired a historic preservation architect, one of the best in the States. It really demonstrates that this is going to follow the vision that so many people in this community care about. So, thank you to everyone.
Joe Flautis brought me a planning document from 1985, which is up in my office, and it's very interesting to read. The only name I recognized was Lynn Reich. But if you're interested, stop by and take a look.
Excellent, thank you. Okay, item 7 are the approval of minutes, council meeting June 17th, 2024.
I'll move those minutes, please.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Councilperson Benedetto?
Yes.
Freeman?
Yes.
Gordon?
Yes.
Reich?
Yes.
Rogers? Schuster?
Yes.
Okay, the minutes of the council meeting June 17th, 2024 approved. Item 8 is second reading public hearing, ordinance 2024/14, amending and supplementing Title 8 Health and Safety by adding Chapter 8.38 nuisance lighting. This is the second reading and a public hearing on this ordinance. If anyone from the public care to address this ordinance, please step forward, state your name and address for the record.
Seeing no one from the public wishing to speak, I ask to close the public portion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilperson Benedetto?
Yes.
Freeman?
Yes.
Jordan? Yes. Reich?
Yes.
Rogers? Yes. Schuster?
Yes.
Okay, our public hearing is closed. We have a resolution adopting ordinance 2024/14 and authorization of publication.
I'd like to move that ordinance, please, Mr. Mayor.
I'll second.
Discussion?
I assume we've been in touch with the gentleman who,
I have, yes, and as you point out, this was a reaction to a citizen concern that was brought to this body, and we heard him. Absolutely, and we heard him, we went out, we looked at it, and we took action. And that's something that we like to do, and I will call him tomorrow to have it passed, but I did tell him we were taking care of it. It does take longer than most people would like, but that's government, you know?
I'm exceedingly pleased that this ordinance is moving forward. The spotlights and just the lighting has gotten blinding throughout town. It takes away from the downtown, it takes away from the character, it takes away from being able to drive safely. So this is a really good process, and I'm really glad this is finally moving forward.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson Benedetto?
Yes.
Freeman?
Yes.
Jordan? Yes. Reich?
Yes.
Rogers? Yes. Schuster?
yes.
The ordinance 2024/14 is adopted. Item 9 is a second reading public hearing for ordinance 2024/15, authorizing the execution of a utility and access easement. Again, this is a second reading public hearing. I'd like to open up to the public. If anyone from the public care to address this ordinance, please step forward, state your name and address for the record.
Seeing no comments, I'll make a motion to close the public portion of this hearing.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilperson Benedetto?
Yes.
Freeman?
Yes.
Jordan? Yes. Reich?
Yes.
Rogers? Yes. Schuster?
Yes.
Okay, the public hearing is closed. We have a resolution adopting ordinance 2024/15 and authorization of publication.
I'd like to move that.
I'll second this.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson Benedetto?
Yes.
Freeman?
Yes.
Jordan? Yes. Reich?
Yes.
Rogers?
Yes.
Schuster?
Yes.
The ordinance 2024/15 is adopted. Item 10 is the first reading and introduction of ordinance 24/16, amending and fixing and determining the salaries of certain officers, positions, and employees of the Borough of Freehold.
I'd like to move that.
I'll second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson Benedetto?
Yes.
Freeman?
Yes.
Jordan? Yes. Reich?
Yes.
Rogers?
Yes.
Schuster?
Yes.
The ordinance 2024/16 is introduced. Item 11 is the consent agenda. Just a note that matters listed under the items of consent agenda are required to conduct the day-to-day operation of the borough and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. There'll be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired of any items, that item will be considered separately. Would someone like to move consent agenda items CR1 through CR8?
I'll offer that.
Second. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson Benedetto?
Yes.
Freeman?
Yes.
Jordan? Yes. Reich?
Yes.
Rogers?
Yes.
Schuster?
Yes.
Okay, consent agenda items CR1 through CR8 are adopted. That's the end of our consent agenda. Item 12 is the approval of bills.
I'd like to move that we pay our bill.
I'll second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson Benedetto?
Yes.
Freeman?
Yes.
Jordan? Yes. Reich?
Yes.
Rogers?
Yes.
Schuster?
Yes.
Okay, our bill list is approved. Item 13 is public comments. Anyone from the public care to make a comment to the governing body, please step forward, state your name and address for the record.
Roger Kane, South Street. I just want to commend the administration for taking the action on the trucks. That was a matter, and Jeff is right. In the 70s, we had a major problem. It went to the county, and the county didn't get very involved, but they did for Freehold. So we got the county to pass a resolution they created and built the bypass, and it worked so well for many years. But we had somebody the other day said that it's all economics, and the only reason those trucks go through Freehold is a shortcut, and it cuts down on what they have to bid, and their prices and stuff like that. So I live on South Street, as you all well know, and I counted 22 Clayton trucks going up and down. They must have a big project somewhere down the end of South Street, but they're just going up and down, up and down. And when in the 70s, and we probably could, I don't even know if it's legal to do it now, but the police, we did a lot of things that maybe we could do in those days, but the police department got involved, and they made sure that all of these truckers had all their papers in order. And, you know, when they were coming by, they had to stop them and make sure, because it was part of their police work, to make sure all their papers were in order. They soon got the message that the Freehold Borough was not a good place to come through. So they went back to using the bypass. I don't know if that's legal now, Ron, but it's a thought. Anyway, I just want to say I commend you for addressing that problem. And the other one is with the mopeds. Those bikes are coming up and down South Street. Although there's been an improvement because a lot of them now are riding in the road. But still, you get some clown that comes up on the sidewalk 30 miles an hour. And that's dangerous with the number of kids that are on the sidewalks and things. So, but give us some thought about checking their papers and things like that. That may be part of the answer. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else in the public care to make comments to get everybody?
Christine, West George Street. This past December, I attended the annual Christmas concert at St. Rose Lutheran Church, as I have done in the past for several years. And when I first moved here from Western Pennsylvania, people said, we have to go to New York to see talent. No, we have it right here in Freehold. Anyway, I got the idea of honoring Janos Major, who happened to be, he retired yesterday, the music director at St. Rose Lutheran Church. And I approached the mayor and said, is there any way we can have a resolution for Janos? And he said, well, let me know when he's retiring. So I found out, and Karen Powell, who's the pastoral associate at St. Rose Lutheran Church, did a bio for me, and I gave it to Lynn Cannon, and I'm recognizing her because she did the entire resolution with the frame and everything. And yesterday, much to my surprise, Councilwoman Schutzer and Jordan were there in the church, and after 9:30 Mass, Father Jim, who's the pastor, said, Janos, you gotta come down from the choir loft. And he came down. He was absolutely stunned and very pleased. And Sharon, I have to say, your speech was eloquent. It really was. Because she gave a speech in addition to the resolution. And Janos, but it was good. So Janos saw me at the reception in the school cafeteria. They had their air conditioning. And he wants to come up to me 10 times because this was all a secret. And he had no idea that I was behind the whole thing. So I wanted to thank you, everybody who had anything to do with it. And I had a wonderful time. And I won't start crying, but I grew up less than half an hour from Buck, Pennsylvania. So that's a personal thing for me that happened on Saturday, as far as most of this. So I didn't even really want to go yesterday, but I'm glad I did. And thank God I had something to cheer me up, because I really had a nice time. And one Catholic left the church early, and they gave him a standing ovation. So thank you.
Anyone else in public care to make a comment to everybody? Come on up. State your name and address for the record, please.
Okay. Holly Placaucci. I live in Freehold Township, but I'm here for my mother-in-law to speak for her. She lives at 6 Kingsley Way, Maureen Placaucci. Okay.
She lives where, I'm sorry?
6 Kingsley Way.
Okay, 16.
Okay. I'm here to speak for my mother-in-law and her neighbor Joan and some of the residents at Hudson Manor. This is about Freehold Borough not having senior busing. Even though if you look it up, it says there's senior busing. So presumably there's a budget for it, somebody's getting compensated to organize it and run it. working on it, and we know that they're upset. But it's been like a year this time. Like I said, it's not been. Right?
Yes. We are just as upset about the bus as you are. First of all, it has nothing to do with budget, and nobody's being compensated to arrange for the bus or whatever. That's just not true. The bus is kind of a joint effort between Hudson Manor and the town, and we all want it to run. Right now, and by the way, originally there were some issues with the bus, and that's why the Hudson Manor purchased a new bus. So we have, yes, there's a new bus, exactly. Right now, it, doesn't make it right, but it's the reason. When you get behind the New Jersey Transit bus, when you get behind the school bus, when you get behind any kind of bus, it says CDL drivers needed. We have been advertising, Hudson Manor has been advertising, the borough has been advertising, and if you get the email blast, you see the advertisements, they go out to the community. We have advertised every way we know how to get a bus driver. Now, of course, you know that it has to be a CDLP or whatever, a special license. And it's my understanding, when I looked into the reason why we can't find a bus driver, it's my understanding that the state is making it so difficult for these licenses to be issued that people are simply not applying for them or trying to renew their own licenses. And we have done, I don't know what else we can do. We had a long-term bus driver, and we were very, very happy he retired. We can't do anything about that. We advertised again, another bus driver applied, was hired, lasted 2 hours or something, didn't even make the day, didn't even last the day. We have done everything we can to get a bus driver. As a liaison with the senior citizens, because I am a senior citizen, I couldn't understand more what you're saying.
Certainly. How I ended this one, I understand from another one that there wasn't a 5-day week bus driver, so if there's a budget, presumably.
It's not a budget issue. The money is there.
I understand that, but there's probably people retiring, and I know a lot of people that are retiring want to just pick up a little part-time job. So maybe something is better than nothing. 2 days a week is better than nothing.
Well, if they apply, if we could get people to apply to perhaps work that into the program, we're not getting any applications. That's why we are using every means we can to advertise for this position. Trust me, there's no ulterior motive here. There's nothing, it doesn't have anything to do with money. It doesn't have anything to do with anything except that we can't get a driver. May I just say that for the senior holiday party, which was held in December, we had to pull an employee in the borough of the DPW who has a CDL. We had to pull him out of his weekend job with Ford Motor Company for an hour to drive our people to the party and another hour to come back and get them. I thought we were going to have to cancel the party because we could not find a driver.
I still do feel though that if it's advertised for X amount per hour and you double that, people will apply for the job.
Well,
She said it's sweet and pie.
I know what you're saying.
But if they can't get a license, they can't sweeten the pie.
If we can't get somebody with a license to buy it, it doesn't make a difference how sweet the pie is.
So that being said, and we Pickleball along with Councilman Freeman. And the county just launched a program that for seniors, that they'll provide Uber or Lyft rides to doctor's appointments, to pick up food, to do any of that kind of stuff. All you have to do is just set that up. It'll come and pick you up, take you where you need to go, and then bring you back home. And I think it's 3 of them a month or a week, or there's a number. Yeah. So
And the person has to be ambulatory. The person can't need any help,
like a wheelchair,
bound or whatever. But it is a county program. Also, the county,
So just real quick, Sharon, I say, so, but on the flip side of that, New Jersey Transit has one for people that need handicap accessibility. So we can get all of that information to you. If you just leave your information, we'll make sure you get all of the particulars so people can sign over. I apologize.
no, that's okay. If you will leave your name and contact information with the clerk, we will absolutely get you that county information. And I hope you trust that we are trying.
Thank you. County and the Department of
I think, Sharon, it's actually one of the reasons why the county is funding that.
Yes.
Is because there's a serious problem throughout the county.
Yes.
With getting CDL drivers.
CDL drivers.
So.
Thank you. Any further-
Can I just add to what Sharon said, because both of us sit on the board, Hudson Manor. The CDL drivers are a major problem, and that's why that regional high school has cut back on bus routes. They cannot get CDL drivers, and Hudson Manor, God knows, has tried. Like Sharon said, CDL drivers are the premium, and then the high school, the schools are trying to do their best to to keep up with their routes, and they're cutting routes because of it. So it's a big problem, and I can understand her concern.
Thank you. Anyone else from public care make a comment to Governor Buddy?
Good evening, my name is Colleen Cashman, and I live on Enright Avenue, and I'm here to represent the neighborhood of Enright and Barnes Place, and I thought I would bring some visuals, because visuals really help to bring the picture into play. Want to show you what's going on with our water supply. These were all washed, they're all clean, you're welcome to look at them. These were put in with light colored clothing, and these are the staining that we're experiencing on our clothing, so people are complaining about they're complaining about their clothes are getting destroyed. One of our neighbors had to go out and replace all of her towels and sheets. One of our neighbors, I don't know the house number, filled their pool and they had to have it tested because there was particulates around the side of the pool and it turned out to be copper. So there's all kinds of strange things, and I thought I'd show you that one of my neighbors ran their house, they put in a new water filter, and 2 months later, they opened it, and this is the stuff that came out of the water filter, okay? So this is what we're drinking. And most importantly is, one of my neighbors has a young child, and when they draw his bath at night, they look, this is the color of the water in the bathtub. Now, if we were living on a well, we could understand this, but we're living on city water. So it's a problem for us, and I'll show you all this stuff. They put a rag underneath their sink, and this is what comes out. So, and I know Steve is working hard, and I'm sorry I can't attend, I have to work tomorrow, so that's why I came tonight. You know, this has been going on for a year and a half. Okay, we've been living with this. We've had numerous people with developed health problems, something called hemochromatosia, which is like a high iron level. I'm not positive of all that. We've had animals dying. We've lost, I think, 5 cats, 2 dogs. A person, their dog had uncontrollable diarrhea. They took it to the vet, and they found out it was the water that was causing this. People have begun drinking bottled water, which what I'm saying is it's causing more expense to us. We're paying a water bill, we're paying them on time, and now we're having to pay to bring in water that's safe for us to drink. So this is the water filter I want to point out. This is supposed to last 6 months. Okay, this is 2 months it was in there. So, I'd like to read to you, the Ryan family are out of town, the Rand family, but he asked me to share this with you. Unfortunately, I'm unable to attend this meeting tonight, but I want to discuss the continued water issues occurring on Enright Avenue. We have now passed a year and a half since this issue was first brought to the borough's attention. It's 6 months since myself and a few neighbors brought this directly to your attention at the January 16th council meeting. We were told that this was a top priority, but nothing has changed. I have set a couple of examples of what we're dealing with: filter water, cold water at my house. You're invited to come down and have a glass of water with us if you'd like. Mr. Gallows reached out to us on June 15th to check how the chemical change was working. I explained that it cleared up for a while and then it has proceeded to get worse. Since then, I've sent multiple emails asking questions and have not heard back. We want to know what's next. Clearly what was done did not work as hoped. Recently, we have all seen this flushing of the hydrants, and my neighbor watched the hydrant get flushed and came out looking like chocolate milk. So, and last week, when we had pictures, one of the neighbors went and took pictures. It was the following week, and it was turning yellow. We can't wash our clothes. You can see washing our clothes, what it does to our clothes. We all have, a lot of us have children. My children are, what are they drinking? What are we doing to my children? We heard replacing the system is expensive, but so are our water bills and our taxes, which has increased significantly this past year. One thing I know that has nothing to do with the other, but that doesn't sit well watching curbing being placed on Route 79 when we're all drinking groundwater. Additionally, I'm going to bring up the fact that the water is definitely running hundreds of dollars in laundry, as well as potentially shortening the life of our hot water heaters, dishwashers, washing machines, and my refrigerator. My ice maker is not working, it's clogged, and so I'm going to have to bring in a plumber to try to fix my refrigerator. But the point is, do I want to do that if it's going to clog up again in a few months? It doesn't take into consideration the cost of bottled waters, filters, cleaning supplies that have been purchased over the years. I forgot to bring my bath mat. My white bath mat is orange. My tiles in my bathroom are stained orange. I can't get it off even with the chemicals supplied by the town. I've lived on Enright since 1970 on and off, so I think I would be judge of being able to say that we've never had a problem like this. So we really we want to see some action. I don't know what the next step is. I know you're working on it, Steve, and I thank you for all that. But the neighbors are really getting frightened, and I am too. We want to live, and we love this town. It's going to affect our property values if this doesn't get resolved. Not that we're going anywhere, but something has to give. Something has to change. So,
I just want to respond to one thing.
Yes.
The curbing on 79 is all state, that's not us.
yeah, I heard you say that, but I was reading what he wrote. He didn't do that. Yeah, I won't forget. Yeah, they're going in the garden anyway.
Can I ask you to leave all of that stuff with us?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be happy to leave that.
Hold on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I'm Jorge Bachelor at 8 Stokes Street, and I'm glad that you all have brought up the issue with the holding companies that are acquiring houses and converting more water houses. I just need some clarification on when the hearing or of the holding agent is going to occur, and
It's not a hearing, it's a meeting with them.
meeting, is it a public meeting or is it
I would welcome you absolutely to attend and tell him what your concerns are.
Okay.
We're not interested in beating anybody out, but you would give us a good perspective. So I will call you tomorrow and let you know when it is.
Okay.
Brian, we have been working on it since I spoke with you.
Yes.
And we've had some places under observation and trying to gather data and things, and we're working on it.
Yeah, and I know it's difficult. It's hard
rights there too, that we might not think are as important as our rights, but we have to follow the law. So, I have spoken eloquently about you and about how I've worked with you before, and I trust what you're saying, and that's why we're working so hard to, that's why we're working so hard.
They've exploited a gray area.
Yeah.
And we're gonna fix it.
And there's a number of residents, like Steve mentioned, there's some on Broad, there's a number of residents that are dealing with this.
Yeah, I've only spoke to a few of them.
Yeah.
So, and some are more animated than others.
Yeah.
But everyone has the right to be animated.
And I quite understand about the law, but it seems like they are taking advantage of the gray area, and this is happening like across the country. And he's in Tennessee, and he's a realtor, and he sells property, but he refused to do these houses, but it's a big money maker, so.
Like Steve mentioned, you have hedge funds.
Yeah.
I mean, there's big dollars behind this.
Yeah, and there's legislation pending in Congress to make this illegal, and I don't, hedge funds spend a lot of money, so I'm sure they'll be opposing it. But it is a shame what's going on, and the solution to this is more affordable housing, that people can afford to live in instead of packing, 35 people in one house.
Exactly.
If you heard his report tonight when he spoke about the animal house legislation ordinance, that is an outgrowth of what we're talking about.
Okay.
So we're working on
All right, thanks.
it. Thank you.
And you have, Brian, you have the most visited neighborhood in town, all right? Because between Sharon and I, we're there at least 4 or 5 times a day, looking,
The
watching.
street.
It is,
Yeah, I mean, they aren't allowed, well, my house.
Right.
The house next to me, they aren't any issue, except it's just a lot of
Sure.
traffic.
Coming and going.
And also garbage is piling up, it's like
Yep.
smell is starting to.
I noticed that, the garbage
Yeah.
can, a lot of garbage cans.
Yes.
Shades pulled down, that sort of stuff. We're watching the weeds, making sure the grass gets cut.
But the smell is coming from their garbage, not from across the street, right?
Yeah, exactly, no,
Good.
it's garbage.
Because,
That has.
One problem.
I'm still coming over there sniffing that.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
that's something that has been resolved, hopefully.
Well, and you know how long that took?
Yeah,
Because we did it legally, we did it the right way, but so, that's what we're doing here.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you. Yeah, anyone else in the public that makes a comment?
Seeing no further comments from the public, I move the public portion be closed.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilperson Barbato?
Yes.
Freeman?
Yes.
Gordon? Yes. Rice?
Yes.
Rogers?
Yes.
Schuster?
Yes.
Here, public comment portion is closed. We have 14 there, council reports and comments. Start off with Council President Schuster.
I have 3 brief things. First and foremost, I want to publicly congratulate the newest grandma on our panel, and that is Annette Jordan. She now has a delightful little grandbaby girl named Delilah. So congratulations. There is nothing like being a grandma. On our agenda tonight, we accepted the resignation of Lieutenant Rich Ciempo, who has been a cop in Freehold for, I think, 25 years. So we want to wish him well, and he's on to accept employment in Pennsylvania, and their gain is our loss. So we wish Rich the very best. Also, we had a resignation tonight from the fire department of Kyle Potachar. Kyle
congratulate Sam. Thank you for his dedication to our town, to the job that he held Bradley, to Potachar, who I think is third or fourth generation fireman. Thank you to him, good luck in his career going on, and to George Hal Burton, who lived on Mountain Avenue, longtime resident of Freelboro. He was taking care of his wife, and unfortunately, he got sick and passed away. Hal lived sort of down the left-hand side for, well, the raccoons knew him, the skunks knew him, and the possums knew him. Because how, if anybody had a complaint, Hal would put his trap out, catch that sucker, and put him in his truck and take him out to the wildness of Real Township. But Hal will be missed, not by the raccoons or the skunks or anything else, but what a great, lovely man. That's all I have.
Thank you. Grandma George.
Thank you, yeah, I just wanted to congratulate all of the officers tonight that were sworn in, and send my best wishes to Chief Dispenza on his retirement and his new adventures. Just real quick, Old Real Day is August 3rd at the Pond, 12 to 5 p.m. Also, participatory budgeting, the deadline to submit project ideas is the last day of this month, the 31st, so if you have anything out there you want to see on the ballot this year, but get that in. Just wanted to say one more thing about, we talked a lot tonight about the landlord responsibility ordinance or the animal house, but residents can still go online and go and report quality of life issues through the portal that we have, the SDL portal. Just go on, go to code, you hit file report, you can file that, and that will go to code, and you'll get an email saying that it has been received and is being addressed. You don't have to wait for us to pass the ordinance. You can also use that to let us know exactly what's going on as well. So that's all really I have to say. Thanks for everybody coming out tonight.
Thank you. Grandma Rogers. Saw you in action, Grandma, at the fireworks.
Yes. Sweetheart. I also want to congratulate our officers who were sworn into their new positions tonight. I just feel so optimistic, I guess is the word, with the people we have in the positions we have them in. I want to wish Lieutenant Ciampa well in his retirement and in his new position. I just wanted to mention a couple of things. We had the Court Street School had their Juneteenth celebration, as well as the Monmouth County Diversity Alliance had their Juneteenth gala, and both events were just outstanding. Wonderful time at the celebration. We raised the flag over there, and they were just so excited about that, you know, that we are doing that in Freeholboro. And the Juneteenth gala, I'm not saying I could open the fan better than someone else up here, or I couldn't open the fan better than someone else up here, but there was a fan contest at the gala. But it was just really nice. They always do a wonderful job at the Bella Vista Country Club, and the Monmouth County Diversity Alliance, you know, recognizes people in the community who are giving back. So it's just a really exciting event, and it's always a lot of fun. The library construction is almost done, we want to say. We still have to go over a punch list with our engineer, but I had an opportunity to do a quick tour, and it is absolutely beautiful. I'm so happy with the way it looks inside. We're waiting for our elevator to get installed, which I believe is happening very soon. And then, you know, do some touch-up work and things like that. So we should be opening the doors pretty soon. as Kevin mentioned, I was grandma on grandma duty at the fireworks, and they were just absolutely amazing this year. A couple people were a little nervous about the fire plumes, but I thought they were some of the best that we've had.
And they were part of the show. They were part of it.
Yes. And then the one thing I wanted to mention is that when I tell other people about our Declaration of Independence reading, they don't do anything like that in their town, so they're always so surprised. And I'm like, come and join us, come down and see it. So I'm so excited that we continue to do that, and I think it's just such a wonderful thing to do is to read that together as a community. I think it's important that we continue to do that. And lastly, I just wanted to say I had the opportunity to go to the reception for the half-mile of horses. I congratulate Domenica on all the work she puts into that and how she always manages to pull together a wonderful event. So if you haven't had the opportunity, please go down and see all of these horses because they get better every year, and I'm just in awe of the horses that we have out there this year. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Reich.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. To start off by saying I'm going to reiterate a lot of things that happened tonight because going down the line at the council comments and being towards the end, everybody seems to take all the good stuff. But I also want to say congratulations and good luck to Chief Ciampa. He's now going to be Chief of Police in Morrisville, Pennsylvania. He's going to be missed around here, he and his family, and I just want to wish him all the best. Congratulations as well to Chief Collier, Lieutenant Santana, and Sergeant McGraw. I look forward to continue working with them in town. These gentlemen, as well as our captain here, are great people on our police force, and we really appreciate all you guys do for us. The Juneteenth events were fantastic, both downtown at the Court Street School. The gala was amazing, as always. I learned a new line dance, which is something to add to my repertoire. For someone who touts not being able to dance, I think I pretty much held my own a little bit. Thank you. I look forward to that every year, and I'm looking forward to going again next year as well. For 4th of July, the Declaration of Independence reading could not have been done without our historian Kevin Coyne and our former Mayor Nolan Higgins. They did a fantastic job putting it together. We were lucky enough to have Jimmy Armour there to sing the national anthem, and God Bless America. He does a wonderful job every single time. The Star Spangled Banner, sorry. He was also there at the fireworks the night before. He did a wonderful time there too. Congratulations to the Recreation Commission for putting on another fantastic show. Found out that evening that I know people have never been to the fireworks down at the Raceway. We had some friends join us, and they live a couple blocks away, but they've never actually gone to the Raceway. And they didn't realize how close you were to the fireworks. And I'm like, this is astounding to me because that's all I've known for most of my life is sitting right under the fireworks. Sometimes getting hit by shrapnel, but hopefully the wind will push in that direction. Looking forward to Oakfield Day in a couple weeks. There's a dunk tank again. There may or may not be somebody at the dunk tank at 3 o'clock. Somebody else up here might be at the dunk tank too. We'll have to see. So get your pitching arms ready. The Human Relations Advisory Commission will also be having a booth at Oakfield Day this year. They're going to putting together some information display about where we as a community came from, what's changed to bring us where we are today, and to make sure that we don't forget where we were as we move forward. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody out there in the company in a couple weeks. And I was out of town last week, but I got to see pictures online of the half-mile horses walk going up. I just want to congratulate all the artists that are on display. I'm looking forward on a much less humid night of taking the family downtown and taking the big loop of horses and ending up at Cafe 60 Gelato. So that's all I have. Thank you for staying with us this night, and get home safe and cool.
Thank you. Councilmember Fried.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I too want to congratulate Chief Collier, Lieutenant Santana, Sergeant McGraw, and Lieutenant Ciampa on their new positions and their journeys. I want to also reiterate that horses are absolutely wonderful, so definitely check them out. And I do want to remind people that bicycles, police are enforcing the bicycles or sidewalk ordinances in quite briskly. So let your children, let your friends, let everyone know, no riding bicycles downtown. It's like $175 ticket, it's like $213 court costs. So, ride safely and, not on the sidewalk. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to thank everyone for coming out this evening. Congratulations to everyone that was mentioned. As you heard in Steve's report, there's a lot happening here, and I just want to thank you, Steve, for all the continued work and keeping everything moving in the right direction. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm looking at the Mayor's Wellness Campaign banner over there. Tomorrow night's Walk with the Mayor, we're going to cancel that right now. We had to cancel it last week because it's just crazy weather out there. We don't want anybody getting sick, so we'll get that out tomorrow that we're going to cancel it again for tomorrow night. But put it out there. Anybody watching can see that. Item 15 is resolution authorizing a meeting not open to the public in accordance with the provision of the New Jersey Open Public Meeting Act, NJSA 10:4-12B7 and 8, contract negotiation and potential litigation. Someone like to move that?
I'll offer that.
Second. Roll call, please.
Councilperson Benedetto?
Yes.
Freeman?
Yes.
Jordan? Yes. Reich?
Yes.
Rogers? Yes. Schuster? Yes.
Okay, we're going to go into, that resolution is adopted. We're going to go into executive session, talk about this. We're going to come back out just to close the meeting. There will be no action taken. We're going to come out and close it out. Thank you all for coming out this evening.